In 2019, a newspaper in Wisconsin drove out to interview an 83-year-old woman named Ruth, not because she'd done something remarkable, because her refrigerator had. A 1956 GE, still running, still cold. When they called GE for a comment, the company wasn't proud. They were embarrassed, because they'd already decided a refrigerator built to last was a business model they couldn't afford. You are being lied to. Every time you walk into an appliance store, every time a salesman points to a gleaming French door and tells you it's the best one on the floor, here's the question nobody there wants you to ask. Why do refrigerators keep breaking? Ruth's ran 63 years. Yours died at year 4. That didn't happen by accident. That happened by design. Today, we're taking that design apart. 6 brands still built to last, the ones to avoid, and why. The exact strategy to buy a refrigerator that runs 20 years without a repairman. Let's go. One warning. For some brands, only one specific type is worth your money. Wrong model, right brand. Still a mistake. We'll tell you exactly which one. Brand 1. Sub-Zero. Picture a refrigerator that outlasts your mortgage, your car, maybe your marriage. That's what Sub-Zero builds. Madison, Wisconsin. Since 1945. While every other American manufacturer was quietly lowering their standards, Sub-Zero was quietly raising theirs. One side has a problem, the other keeps one side has a problem, the other keeps running. That is engineering with a conscience, built so that a mechanical failure doesn't mean your insulin spoils at 2 a.m. Sub-Zero publishes a 20-year average lifespan. Not as a hope, as a documented outcome. Independent appliance technicians, the people who actually open broken machines for a living, consistently rank Sub-Zero as the machine they see least. That's the real review. $8,000 to $11,000, the last refrigerator you will ever buy. Worth every dollar. Brand 2. Miele. What if the company that built your refrigerator never had to answer to a shareholder? Miele hasn't. German, family-owned, never acquired. Never rescued. While LG and Samsung were quietly settling class action lawsuits for machines that failed within 3 years, Miele was running the same engineering test it has always run. Every component must survive 20 years of daily use, not as a marketing claim, as an engineering requirement. You don't pass the test, you don't ship the product. $2,500 to $6,000. Consistently first or second in Consumer Reports reliability surveys, year after year. This is what a company that competes on quality instead of features looks like. Remember that distinction, it matters. Brand 3. Liebherr. This is the brand appliance technicians recommend when their clients can't afford Miele. That is high praise. These are people who make money fixing broken machines. When they tell you which one won't break, you listen. Also German, also family-owned. $1,500 to $3,500. Here's the important part. Liebherr solved the ice buildup problem decades ago, the one that destroyed Samsung's reputation, the one that encased cooling fans in glaciers of their own making, until entire systems seized. Liebherr's NoFrost technology prevents it completely. Not kind of, completely. European consumer data going back to the 1990s shows average service lives exceeding 15 years consistently. Samsung charged you $3,000 for that same problem, and let it fail anyway. Liebherr charged you half that and fixed it for good. Built to last doesn't have to mean unaffordable. Brand 4. Whirlpool, top freezer only. Forget everything flashy. Forget the French door. Forget the ice maker. Forget the screen. This is the refrigerator equivalent of a well-built truck. Ugly, indestructible, and running long after the luxury models are in a landfill. $700 to $850. The Whirlpool WRT311FZDW has a failure rate below 5% in the first 10 years. Think about what that means. Out of 100 refrigerators, 95 are still running a decade later without a major repair. That number doesn't exist anywhere near Samsung's lineup, not even close. Simple design, compressor in the right position, No touchscreen waiting to glitch. No Wi-Fi module waiting to become obsolete. No ice maker with 17 moving parts waiting to fail in year 3. Boring is the feature. Reliability isn't something they added. It's everything they refused to remove. Buy it once. Buy it for life. Brand 5. Maytag. Top freezer only. The Maytag WRT311FZDW is essentially the same machine as the Whirlpool above. Same architecture, same price range, same parent company. We'll explain that in a moment. Different logo. Pick whichever one is cheaper this week. That's your buying strategy. These two models are the closest things available to Ruth's 1956 refrigerator. Simple machines built to run forever. Opt out of the upgrade cycle. Buy it once. Buy it for life. Brand 6. Bosch 800 series. You want modern design without modern failure rates. Bosch is the answer. Most French door refrigerators moved the compressor to the bottom, crammed into a tight space near the floor, surrounded by dust and ambient heat, working against gravity every minute of every day to push cold refrigerant 3 feet upward. That design flaw alone explains most of the failure statistics you're about to hear. Bosch engineers the compressor placement and refrigerant circuits differently. Failure rate data, tracked across German and American markets, consistently outperforms Samsung and LG at the same price point. Top tier in every independent reliability study published since 2018, $2,000 to $3,500. Modern look, old school durability. The last refrigerator you will ever buy doesn't have to look like it's from 1987. That's your list. Sub-Zero, Miele, Liebherr, Whirlpool, top freezer, Maytag, top freezer, Bosch. Now here's the part the industry praise you never understand. The trap. Walk into any appliance showroom. You see Maytag, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Amana, Gen Air, 5 logos, 5 price points, 5 shelf cards. One company. Whirlpool Corporation manufactures every single one of them. Same roof, same parts, same assembly line. Keep walking. Frigidaire and its premium cousin Electrolux, same Swedish parent company. Samsung and LG glowing under LED lighting, taking up half the wall. You think you've found real competition. You haven't. You've found the two brands with more major appliance class action lawsuits in the last 15 years than any other manufacturers in American history. That is not a coincidence. That is the pattern. This consolidation didn't just reduce competition, it killed accountability. Maytag used to run TV commercials about a repairman with nothing to do. That was a genuine engineering claim. Maytag's survival once depended on its reputation. Then Whirlpool acquired Maytag in 2006 for $1.7 billion. The next day, the incentive to build something that lasts died. When one company owns every brand in the aisle, you stop competing on durability. You compete on features, screens, apps, ice makers with 8 modes. Things that look impressive at 11 a.m. on a Saturday in a showroom and fail quietly in your kitchen at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. When one company wins, no matter which box you take home, you stop being a customer. You become a revenue stream. How the design itself became a weapon against you. Old top freezer refrigerators had the compressor near the top. Heat rises naturally. The compressor's heat dissipated without effort. Refrigerant lines were short. The mechanical load was modest. These machines ran 25 to 30 years without incident. Documented, consistent, boring in the best possible way. Then came the French door refrigerator. Wide shelves, eye-level fresh food, elegant freezer drawer at the bottom. And in most of these designs, the compressor also moved to the bottom, into a tight, dusty space, working against gravity every minute, every hour, every day for years. You took a machine that ran like a quiet, efficient heart and replaced it with one doing the mechanical equivalent of running uphill in a hot room forever. That single design change explains most of the failure rates you're about to hear. LG introduced the linear compressor. Fewer moving parts, they said. Their most durable refrigerator ever, they said. It failed systematically. Across dozens of models sold between 2014 and 2019, that compressor collapsed. Thousands of owners reported refrigerators dying within 3 years, food gone overnight, children's medication at room temperature, no warning, no fix. In 2020, a class action lawsuit was certified covering potentially millions of LG refrigerators. LG settled. The settlement didn't cover lost food, the $500 service calls people paid before the recall, or weeks of waiting while technicians worked through backlogs because so many machines were failing simultaneously. While your neighbor replaced his LG for the 3rd time in a decade, a Miele from 2005 was still running without a single service call. Same decade, different machine, different decision. Samsung's failure was louder and wetter. Their French door and 4-door models developed a systemic ice maker defect. Ice built where it wasn't supposed to, encasing the cooling fan until the entire system seized. Class action lawsuits were filed in 2017, 2019, and 2021. Samsung's first fix was a software update. It failed. They sent a foam gasket repair. It failed too. They began replacing ice makers entirely, often at the consumer's expense, outside the warranty period. More than 200,000 complaints about this specific defect have been logged across consumer platforms. Not a glitch, a pattern, a design sold to millions of people that was never fixed. The screen is not a feature, it's a trap. Your grandmother's refrigerator had a dial, a motor, and a light bulb. Yours has a motherboard, firmware, sensors, digital temperature controls. In some models, a camera requiring a cloud subscription to check your own leftovers. Every one of those components is a failure point that didn't exist in 1985. And unlike a compressor, which a skilled technician can replace in an afternoon, a refrigerator control board is proprietary, available only through the manufacturer. $200 to $600. Lead times of 2 to 6 weeks. The machine keeping your insulin cold can be totaled by a $15 chip the manufacturer quietly discontinued. That is not a malfunction. That was always the plan. Complexity is the mechanism by which a $2,000 refrigerator becomes a $2,400 repair or a brand new replacement. 4 years after you brought it home. Stop buying complexity. Stop paying a company to fail you. Here is your decision. A refrigerator is not a status symbol. It's infrastructure. The best infrastructure is invisible. It runs in the background of your life for 30 years. You never think about it. That's the goal. That's what Ruth had. And Ruth understood something the appliance industry has spent decades trying to make you forget. A machine that never breaks is the only machine worth buying. You can opt out of that system. Today, buy the Sub-Zero dual compressor, 20-year lifespan. Done. Buy the Miele, family-owned, 20-year standard. Done. Buy the Liebherr, NoFrost, 15+ years, half the price of Miele. Done. Buy the Whirlpool top freezer, $800. Nothing to break. Done. Buy the Maytag top freezer, same machine, cheaper badge. Done. Buy the Bosch 800 series, modern look, old school durability. Done. Don't buy the LG, don't buy the Samsung. Don't buy. Stop by the French door with the ice maker and the touchscreen and the Wi-Fi chip and the 17 ways to fail. Stop buying the screen. Buy the machine. Buy it right. Buy it once. Build a life that doesn't require you to go shopping for the same thing twice. The same corporate philosophy that broke the refrigerator did the same thing to your dishwasher, your washing machine, and your oven. Appliances that used to last a generation now barely survive a warranty period.